What is up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Happy July 4th. Hope you guys have an awesome day ahead of you guys here. I know it's a little crazy with everything going on, but hope you guys get to get outside, enjoy the sun, have some fun today, everybody. I'm coming to you guys today with a Pokemon video. It is Generation 8, the final video of my Pokemon series, guys, and I've had a blast with this one and getting to reminisce about my old favorites and new favorites, everybody, getting to talk to you guys about it as well. So Generation 8 Galar region, the Sword and Shield generation. I finished playing through the game. I had a blast. The extension just came out as well, so I'm really excited to jump into that. I just downloaded, so I'm going to go play that sometime this weekend. So I'm really excited to jump into this one, guys. Here, remember the rules of the Pokemon series. You have to pick one starter from each generation. You have to pick your ace. At the end of the video, I'll do that as well, guys. Here, no legendary Pokemon. Pseudo-legendaries are just fine here, and I always forget one rule, so I'm going to go up and look at it, guys. Oh yeah, you can only choose a Pokemon one time. So I've done that pretty consistently through these here. I've wanted to pick like every form of Eevee, since Eevee is one of my favorite Pokemon. I love all of Eevee's forms, but Umbreon was my choice in the second generation. So we'll leave it at that. But let's jump in. Generation 8, I loved this generation, by the way, guys. Here, the addition Pokemon that they added to it, the twists on old Pokemon, such cool ideas. I really enjoyed the playthrough, so I had a blast. If you guys have played, hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. Let me know, comment below with your thoughts of the game, your favorite Pokemon as well, and if you've played the extension version of it already, what are your thoughts on it? So I'm looking forward to playing that, but let's jump in right into my list. Number 1, my starter Pokemon from Generation 8 would be Scorbunny, and my Pokemon would be Cinderace, the third and final evolution of Scorbunny. So I'm a huge fire fan. You guys know fire is my favorite element, so I loved using Cinderace in the game, but I really loved all the starters in this game, everybody. I think it's Breloom. I just want to make sure I get their names right, so let me look it up quick. Yeah, Rillaboom, there we go. Rillaboom was a really cool final evolution of Grookey that started this. And then Inteleon, it was the third evolve. Inteleon was also a really cool looking Pokemon. So I really loved all three final versions of the starter Pokemon. They're really cool. Rillaboom kind of stood out to me. He'd probably be my second choice because he's this huge hulking gorilla and he hits his drums and vines come out of the ground. Really cool idea, so I really enjoyed all the starters. But Cinderace kind of spoke to me. I played soccer growing up, and he kicks his little pebble around and turns into a flaming soccer ball. Game over. It was an easy pick for me once I saw that. Really loved Scorbunny and his final evolution, Cinderace. So Cinderace is a really cool Pokemon. Like I said before, he kicks a pebble around on his foot, and when he kicks it, it turns into a flying, flaming soccer ball. So really cool. It can do a lot of damage. Cinderace has a huge attack power and really good speed. And of course, its jumping power is through the roof. So really fun Pokemon. I loved using it throughout the game here. It got stronger and stronger as it went. I love its Mega Evolve, whatever, the Gigamax thing. I forgot what it's called. Gigamax evolution was really cool as well. So a lot of fun attacks from Cinderace, and I really just enjoyed its aesthetic. It looks really athletic. It's got huge ears. So I really love Cinderace. I loved using it. I love Raboot too, like the middle version. Kind of looks like a ninja with the mask over his face. So I just loved everything about Cinderace. So really cool Pokemon. I love the fire abilities. It's a little different, kind of using its legs to use fire moves instead of its mouth or its arms or something like that. So really cool twist on the fire version of the starters. So I really enjoyed using Cinderace throughout the story. He never left my Pokemon party, so I loved him. So that's number 1, Cinderace starter. Moving on, second Pokemon is going to be Boltund. So I just call him Bolthound, but it's Boltund. So the electric Pokemon, the evolved form, what is the baby form? So the baby form is called Yamper. And when I first saw Yamper, the professor, professor, Yamper was one of the cutest Pokemon I had ever seen in the Pokemon games. He was up there with Eevee. Oh my God, Yamper was adorable. I really didn't want to involve Yamper into Boltund, but Boltund was such a cool evolution that I was okay with it. Boltund was so cool, has a huge attack power. Its speed is incredible. It uses electricity to power its legs. So it sends electricity to its legs, and it says, the Pokedex says, that it could run for 3 days straight and up to 50 miles per hour. So that's incredibly fast. Really cool to see. Bolton was one of the strongest Pokemon that I used. Has a really awesome attack array. Not only does it have electric attacks, but it has dark and fairy attacks as well, which is a great combination. So Bolton was one of the most used Pokemons I had in Sword and Shield. I love Bolton. You guys know I love my dog Pokemon as well. My 2 dogs are over there sleeping, so they're getting their rest in. But yeah, I loved Bolton. Bolton was such a cool Pokemon. Love the aesthetic of it. Love its power, its array of attacks. So that was a must-have for me. I think I chose Bolton before I chose Cinderace on my list. I just love Bolton. So that's one of my Pokemon. That was number 2, guys. Let's continue to go. Number 3 is going to be Copperjaw. So Copperjaw is the elephant Pokemon, the huge elephant Pokemon with green skin. It's got like the hand grip tusk, or not tusk, but trunk. Really, really cool Pokemon. It's a steel type Pokemon. And it's said that its trunk is so strong it's able to crush rocks, boulders, not rocks, but boulders into dust. Super cool aesthetic. It says its green skin is resistant to water as well, which is really cool aesthetic. Its strength and attack and HP are through the roof. It's so strong, but it's a little slow. Its speed is slow, which is okay because its power makes up for it. I thought Copperjaw was such a unique Pokemon once I first saw it, and I just really had to have it. It took me a while. The Copperjaw I tried to catch took me forever. But I finally got one. I never really used it in the game, but when I did use it, I had a blast. Its strength moves are crazy and knows a lot of earth and steel type moves, so its superpower is one of its strongest moves, and I really enjoy that. At one hit KO, it's like most Pokemon that I fought, so I love Copperjaw. Copperjaw was such a unique Pokemon, a great addition to the Sword and Shield games. I can't remember, did we have, oh yeah, we had Donphan and Faffy, so we did have an elephant kind of Pokemon before, but they were smaller, where Copperjaw looks exactly like a mammoth, like an actual elephant Pokemon. So that was really cool to see. I love that they brought back an elephant type Pokemon, so it was cool to see that. So Copperjaw had to be on my list. Not only the aesthetic is really cool, the green skin, the unique trunk, and the big horns, but if its pre-evolved form is adorable as well. So if you guys haven't seen it, go check out Copperjaw's pre-evolved form. Super cute. I love both versions, but Copperjaw is just so badass that I had to have it on my list. A great addition, adds a lot of strength to my speed type Pokemon that I chose in Cinderace and Bolton, so I thought I'd balance it out really well with the steel type. So that's my number 3, Copperjaw. I'll put a picture up so you guys can see what he looks like. So cool. Next up is going to be Grimmsnarl. So Grimmsnarl was a sweet Pokemon. It's a dark fairy type here. Kind of looks like a weird dark elf. So I really love its aesthetic. Its body is covered in its hair, and it uses its hair to enhance its muscle fibers to create a super strong Pokemon that said would beat Machamp. Machamp is the muscle Pokemon from day 1, from generation 1. Machamp is the muscle Pokemon. I know in the generations past they have a lot of fighting Pokemon, a lot of muscular Pokemon, but Machamp is the day 1. And for Grimmsnarl to have muscle fibers, to have strength on par with Machamp, I thought that was so cool. And to kind of go back to generation 1 was a great way for the Pokedex to kind of bring it all together. So that was really cool. It's a dark fairy type, so it's got a huge array of attacks as well. That is a great combination with dark and fairy, so I really loved it. Its aesthetic is really cool. The pre-evolved forms, both are a little creepy, and that's okay. It's part of its aesthetic. It's part of its charm. So I really like Grimmsnarl, excuse me. And I really want to know what the pre-evolved forms names were really quick. I wish I should have had it just on hand here. It's Impidimp, the little pink guy. It's Impidimp. And then Morgrim is the second evolved form. So really cool Pokemon. They're a little pink, and then Grimmsnarl has green and like purple hair. So kind of makes it jump into more of the dark version of it instead of the fairy type, but still really cool Pokemon. Its muscle fibers are really cool. It's a very smart Pokemon as well. It uses its intelligence, and the pre-evolved forms use their intelligence very well as well. So not only does it have strength, but it's got the intelligence. Its HP is really well. It's high attack power, so it's a great balance to my team as well. So I love Grimmsnarl. I love the aesthetic. I love the powers. I love the moves that it can learn. The balance between dark and fairy is really great. So love it. Grimmsnarl, number 4. Hope you guys enjoyed that pick. Number 5. I think this is one that most people aren't going to pick. I'm going to pick Grapploct. So Grapploct is the octopus Pokemon. It's a fighting type. Its face looks like one of the luchador masks, so it's really cool. When I saw Grapploct come out of the water in the game, I was so surprised. I was like, what is this Pokemon that's chasing me right now? And I had a blast fighting Grappalocks in the game. I never caught one personally, but I just really, really wish I would have now that I think about it going back. It was such a fun Pokemon and knows a great array of fighting moves. It has KO'd a couple of my Pokemon a few times, especially my rock types that I had in the game. So it did a great job. I love Grapploct. After looking into its forms and its fighting styles and its move array, it's got a huge amount of fighting attacks it can learn, and it comes out of the water to challenge opponents. It looks for a fight. It wants to be challenged. It looks to be better. So that was a really cool aesthetic to it as well. It wants to be stronger, wants to be the best. I love that about fighting type Pokemons when it pushes itself to be better. So cool. Such a great idea. And its tentacles are extremely strong. So its grappling moves are up there with any of the fighting Pokemon. So it put up a great fight. And again, its HP and strength are really, really high. So it was really cool attack power for these Pokemon to have. So I love Grapploct. I love the aesthetic of it. Just, again, it's a unique Pokemon that Generation 8 came out with, which is really awesome to see. And I always like to see different versions of Pokemon. I think the original Octopus Pokemon was Tentacruel, and that was like a squid instead. So really cool to see different versions of these Pokemon that we are used to seeing in different ways. So Grapploct was my number 5 Pokemon. Really cool. Again, just love the aesthetic, its fighting moves, and its personality. And then number 6, my final Pokemon in this version, which was hard. There's a lot of Pokemon in the Galar region, and it was hard to narrow it down to 6 here. So I may amend this at some point after I play the extension version and play through it again and get a feel for the Pokemon that I really love. But Dreadnought, I caught early on, and it stayed in my Pokemon party for a long time. I love Dreadnought. Dreadnought is my number 6. The turtle Pokemon, it's got the super strong jaw. Dreadnought looks so cool. It's a badass Pokemon. It's a water rock type, which is a unique combination. I don't know how it worked, and then it didn't work at times. So it really was really, really strong, and other times it just was KO'd too easily. So it had a good balance to it, just enough to make me keep Dreadnought in my Pokédex or my Pokemon party for the entire full version of the game that I played. So Dreadnought was awesome. It's got a great range of new water moves that came with the Generation 8. So I really love that it can use rock type moves and water type moves. And despite its heavy looking form, they said its muscle fibers and its legs are so strong that it's actually very fast even on land. So that was really cool addition that I didn't know in the game. Obviously, you don't actually get to run around with the Pokemon. But from what the Pokedex said, it's actually extremely fast, and its jaw is strong enough to cut through steel and iron. So like the Pokemon looks, its jaw is extremely, extremely strong, and its water and rock type moves are up there with the best. It's got a good defense. It's got a great, great offense. Its HP is really strong. So just a well-rounded Pokemon to have in your Pokedex, in your Pokemon party if you're playing through Sword and Shield. If that's why you're watching these videos, to see what Pokemon to use, Dreadnought needs to be in there. Dreadnought's Gigamax form is also extremely strong. Its water type moves do a lot of damage to a huge array of Pokemon along with its rock type moves. So I love Dreadnought. Dreadnought was such a good choice going forward for me. I really used it a whole bunch, especially in the Gigamax battles against gym leaders. Love Dreadnought. So hope you guys love Dreadnought as well. Those are my 6 Pokemon. Hope you guys enjoyed my choices. Now, I got to choose my ace Pokemon, do or die situation. Which Pokemon am I going to in a tough battle? And my choice was Boltund. So Boltund was such a fun Pokemon. When it really came down to the wire in my Pokemon battles in the game, I always turned to Boltund. Boltund's strength was so up there. Its array of moves are very powerful from dark, electric, and fairy types that it can usually damage most, if not all, Pokemon except for the occasional rock type or whatever it was. So Boltund was my favorite Pokemon in the game. I love the aesthetic of it. It just looks cool. It is extremely fast. Its strength is up there. Its attack power is really, really high. So Boltund is my ace, my go-to. It'd be my walk-around buddy as well. Would love Boltund by my side at all times. So that's my ace, guys. Those are my 6 from the Galar region, Generation 8. Thank you guys for coming on this journey with me through all 8 generations. Hope you guys enjoyed these videos as much as I had fun making them, guys. I cannot wait for maybe a new Pokemon game to come out, Generation 9. Who knows? But if that Generation 9 does come out at some point, I will make a video about the Pokemon and I will post it so you guys can see my choices. Even if there isn't a game for it or something, a TV show, I'll watch through it and make sure that I make a video. So thank you guys. Comment below who would be your ace from the Galar region, guys. What did you think of my choices? Who are your top 6 Pokemon from Generation 8? Again, thank you guys for joining me. Hope you guys enjoy a beautiful July 4th, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Have a fantastic day.